Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Wolf. I'm a product manager with ASG, and my goal today is to drive you through an integrated demo including pssoft service management, pssoft asset management, as well as the visionapp cloud provisioning and monitoring capabilities. So the way we're going to proceed today is in telling a story, and the main person in this story is Julie Binders. So Julie Binders is an employee within IT in a major corporation, and she has been tasked to move a couple of applications from one data center to a new one that has just been built recently for this customer. So Julie has access to the cloud cockpit. So that's the interface that she's using on a day-to-day basis to get access to her application that are provisioned via the cloud on the Cloud Factory. So today, Julie is, as part of this interface, she's accessing to the service catalog within the cloud cockpit, and she will be requesting for two services. So the first service is a request for moving, so a request for moving her server and her personal items from one location to another one. So that's more, kind of a process type of request. And then the second request that she's putting in the system is the provisioning of a new virtual machine. So here she just added this request for move. She's searching for VM. So VM stands for virtual machine. She gets a choice here, so pretty much 4 choices. So she can request a Windows server, a Windows VM, a Unix virtual machine, a database type virtual machine, and a development environment type of server. So in our example here, Julie chooses a database server. So she's adding this one to the shopping cart. So within the shopping cart, she has now ordered 2 items, the database server and the request for move. So she enters the shopping cart here, and she has access to information about the 2 services that she has been requesting. So she can change the quantity, and she has access to the price. And here different currencies are supported by the system. So now what she needs to do is put some more information in the system in order to check out these items. So description of the requests. So that's a request to move to the new data center. She needs to input an end user, so that's the request is for herself, right? Julie Binders. So the reason here she needs to enter a user is that she could very well request this service on behalf of someone else. So within this user interface now, Julie needs to input a couple of information. So first, for the database server, she needs to indicate the type of database server. So here she chooses Oracle 10i. She adds information about the name of this virtual machine, so she calls that application server. She needs to indicate the capacity in terms of memory, so 4 GB of RAM, 2 CPUs, and then she needs to input information about the login and password in order to provision this one on the virtual machine. So I'm doing that right now here. Okay, so that's enough information for the first request, which is the database server. So now the second one is, so she's asked information about the request for move, right? So here she needs to indicate the target location. So that would be Burlington. The floor, data center is on the first floor, and the office or the building, the room number. So here 001. So that's what we input in the system here. Type of requests, that's a request for move. And then the system is asking for additional pieces of information. So the user to move, that would be herself, Julie. She needs to get a server moved, so picking computer. So the system files in a couple of information automatically, and she needs also to select a date for the move, and here that would be, say, end of this week, September the 16th. So other information are asked here, but are optional, such as logistical type of information. So once these different forms are completed, she's submitting that to the system. So once submitted, there is a new request that is created, request number 1780 here. And now Julie wants to have a look at this request in the system. So she clicks on this tab here that is called Analytics, and that gives her information about the requests that are opened in the system. And here you see on the September the 13th, she has created this request to move to the new data center. She's the requester, and on behalf of herself. Can have access to information here, more details about the request. So what she wants to do now is figure out what is the progress of this request, right? So that's now where we will integrate with the visionapp solution. So you remember, Julie has asked for this Oracle application server hosted on the virtual machine to be provisioned. So now what we're gonna do is the system is so taking into account this request, and will automatically provision the virtual machine on the back end, and send some notification to Julie, letting her know whether this virtual machine has been provisioned successfully or not. And what the system is doing as well, the system is issuing a bill to Julie as well as to her manager, letting her know the price of the requests that has just been, to the items that have been ordered. So that's touching the request management process, the financial management process, and it's touching as well the release management process. So that's about provisioning a virtual machine. So let's now move to a piece of the application here where what I do at this point, so that's typically something that is scheduled, but for the purpose of the demo, I am doing that manually. So the system is now connecting to the backend, to the cloud environment, and is issuing a request to provision the virtual machine here in our case. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm refreshing the view here, okay, to figure out what has what the system what is the status of the request here. So just need to a little bit of time for the task to be managed. Okay, so at this stage, the virtual machine has been provisioned live. So you see in the workflow here that the arrow is green now. So at this stage of the process, the virtual machine is created. There is an email that was sent out to Julie, letting her know that the virtual machine has been provisioned accordingly. And then I'm doing the next step on the process here. And the next step, let me refresh this one here. The next step on the process, there is a bill that is sent out to the user directly. Let's refresh that information here. Okay, and at the end of the process, there is a satisfaction survey also that is sent out to make sure that the service that Julie has requested was successful and that she was happy with the time it took to fulfill this service. So at this point, Julie has access to the virtual machine. So let's have a look at the information that she got within her mailbox. Okay, so now you have a look at the mailbox from Julie Binders, and so she has received the first email letting her know that the virtual machine is now ready to use. So at 8:12 a.m., right? So that's the time of so it's everything in live. She received a bill automatically. So let's open this one and have a look at what is in the bill. Okay, so I'm opening the PDF. So she has ordered 2 items, right? You remember this database server and the request for move, quantity 1, unit price, and then the total here 1,800. And this bill is also sent out to her manager. And last item, she received an email. Dear Julie Binders, are you satisfied by your virtual machine? A request to move to the new data center. And she needs to say yes or no. And this information then will be leveraged by the system to create what we call satisfaction reports, right? So here I'm sending this one out to the system, and this information is used to kind of quantify the satisfaction of the end users that have requested the different information. So at this stage, Julie has access to her virtual machine. She received the notification that this one is ready to be used, and received the information as well about the details to connect to this one, and she can now have access to this information. So at the same time, that's more for information, but there are a lot of reports as well that are added directly to the Cloud Cockpit in order for the administrator now. So that's not Julie here, but that's the person that is taking care of the service. He gets an overall understanding about the type of request, the breakdown by type, by cost, and so on overall, and that's all part of the same user interface. So that's the reporting portion here. So at this point in the demonstration, I'm just kind of summarizing. So Julie has access to the new VM that is provisioned in the new data center. She has asked for this other server, the physical one, to be moved from one location where she is to the new one. So now what she wants to see is she wants to have an understanding about the information that was part of that is installed on this server in order to be able to plan for the transitioning. So at this stage, the new virtual machine with an Oracle database has been provisioned in the new data center. So now what Julie does is, so she's connected to the service management piece now. So that's the pssoft service management. She's opening a change request on this for this server. So she's open a standard change request here in my example. So she's asking for an application to be installed on this virtual machine. So I need an Oracle application server installed on my new VM hosted in the new data center, first floor, room 1. So name of the VM is app server. Okay, so the deadline, she needs that by end of next week, right? So September the 23rd. So she's entering this, and very important. So she's tying that request to the device that was provisioned here. So we'll look for application server here. Oh, sorry, I need to put it in the name. Works better. App server. Okay. So she's saving the requests for change. So here now we have an RFC that is opened in the system. Julie Binders is the requester, and she's requesting someone from the application group to install an Oracle application server on top of the server that was just provisioned and the database, the Oracle database that was installed on this server. So my story now, so that's manual here, right? So we don't automate that, but there is someone from the application group that is installing this application server on top of this virtual machine. So say that's done now, and Julie now wants to have a look at the items. So what has been installed and where all this information is located. So at this stage, Julie is connecting to the CMDB and having a look at the configuration items for devices, equipment, and she's searching for this app server right here that was provisioned in Burlington. So this app server here, so she gets details. So the name of this one. Information about inventory ID, the location, so first floor in Burlington, and the organization that is responsible for this one. So it's accounting in our example here. And now remember, she opened an RFC, a request for change. She had this Oracle application server installed on it. And at the same time, there was a discovery process that discovered this new server and integrated information in the system. So now she understands what is installed. So there is a VMware virtual platform that is installed on this server. In terms of software and licenses, there are a couple of software components that are installed. That's all linked to the Oracle application server. So Java, OPMN, Apache, and so on. So these are all components that are installed by Oracle. So at this point, she already has an understanding about what is installed there, how this server is used, and so on. And by the way, so at this point now, so as soon as the server and the application are tracked, so then you can associate, the financial management pieces to it, figure out, what are, when there are new requests or purchasing requests that are associated to this one. So that's all tracked in the system. So let's have a look now at a more visual way of understanding what is hosted on this server. So at this stage, Julie is clicking on actions here and looking for details on this server, right? So DDM, so stands for Discovery and Dependency Mapping Details. So clicks on this button here, and this opens contextually the DDM view discovery and dependency mapping view for the system that will help Julie understand what is hosted on this server, right? So here you can recognize this application server. So that's the Unix machine that has been provisioned, the database server on it. And these are all the components from the Oracle application server, right? So there is this, the actual application server. There are these modules that are deployed on top of the application server. So globalization, BC4G, so that's a web service type of, there is the Sun Java, there is the HTTP server. So these are all the components, and now she gets a graphical view and can start doing some analysis as well about what is connected to this one, what should be connected to this one. So that opens a new doors for impact analysis, right? But at this point, Julie is aware about, has a good understanding about what is hosted, what is running on this server, and what are the potential dependencies with this information. So if she needs more information about what is installed on it in terms of the different elements, so she can also open what we call the detailed information. So she has a look at understanding about all the applications that are deployed and so on. So can get very deep in terms of configuration management here. So at this stage, Julie knows what is out there, has an understanding also about the potential impacts. So she has a good understanding about the configuration aspects, right? So now next step is for her to get also a good understanding about the financial aspects that are involved with this server. So say she wants to she opens a new request, right? So she wants to update this server, to add you know, some memory, or to add some storage on it. So at the same time, what she does is that so here I had already prepared a request, so we're gonna start with this one. So that's a request that is pertaining to this Oracle VM here, where she requests for something, right? So not very important about the what exactly she's requesting. So that could very well be a new purchase request associated to the server. So here we are more on the financial aspects, right? So say she's requesting for additional storage and she needs to open a purchase request to do that. So that would be the use case here. But what is important is that now this server that has been requested through the self-service portal via the cloud cockpit is really managed within the application, right? So she can understand the financial implication of this one. So the cost center associated to this server. When there is, you know, a need to add some hardware items, where are these you know, stocked, where they're stocked. There is a link also with budgeting items. So this server is part of the 2011 budget and part of the link to the IT hardware capex reimbursement type of budget. This one is linked to a specific contract that is obviously an Oracle contract that we have in the system, and there is an ELA agreement on this cooperation between Oracle and this company. So you can understand these type of items, and this request is obviously linked to the device that we are just talking about, right, which is application server. So what this does now is that it opens the door for Julie and for this corporation to understand, to manage costs that are associated with this server in terms of additional items that need to be added, and depreciation, so all the accountability aspects on this one. She gets, or people within IT get an understanding about whether this one, you know, the overall budget for the corporation, in terms of dashboard here. And you remember that this server is impacting a specific budget, right? So here that makes the link between this specific server and the budget that was impacted, and then here the user can drill down and get to the details about the budget that was affected by this request. Get details about this one, and so on and so forth. So here now, so that's the linkage to the financial management pieces, right, in the equation here. So then there are a lot of reports also to understand and to manage the different items, financial aspects linked to these servers. So say there is IT issues an invoice, wants to do chargeback or showback based on the service that has been just ordered by Jolly Binders. So that's doable now. The reason for that is that all the items that we just ordered, so they are all managed within the application. So there is so the software that has been provisioned on this virtual machine is now also managed within the system, and IT people get an understanding also about license compliance, right? And this new Oracle VM and the Oracle application server is now fully part of the license compliance part. So it's the license is accounted here because the software has a link to the contract has a link to the license, and then the Oracle license is managed within the environment. And users within IT get an understanding about the level of compliancy at the corporation level for this application, but also for others. So that's tied now to license management as well. So as a conclusion, so I hope you enjoyed the presentation today. The purpose was really to show you how the different modules are interacting together, right? And that's all one. I mean, it's two applications that are integrated, or three with DDM, and once the item is managed, so then you can have access to stock management, purchasing, financial management, loan management. Manage the tasks that are linked to this item or to this user. Plan resources for what's the next changes that are planned on this server. Create reports about the usage on this one. Figure out later on whether the capacity is sufficient, whether the end user is getting the service level that he's expecting to get, and so on. So that opens a lot of doors. Thank you for having taken the time to hear from this demo, and we are expecting you to leverage this one to spread the message across your opportunities. About the integrated solution that AHG is making available to the market. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Bye bye.